I still make YouTube videos. So the other day I was watching some YouTube and I came across this Aussie channel called Struceless. They did a video called 32 Ways to Live a Better Life. And I thought, why not do the same thing for photography? So today we're going to be going through 24 ways to be a better photographer. Because I'm 24. Holy fuck, I'm getting old. It's a wee bit bright. Don't you think? Should we adjust the lighting? I don't know. Do you even care? Alright, that brings us to number 1, which is lighting. So, lighting in photography can be all the difference between a good photo and a bad photo. You could be out on, say, a street shoot, and during the day it might look completely bland, and there's no shadows, there's no contrast, it's just a flat image. But if you go back to that location at night or at sunset when the lighting's different, nothing's changed but the lighting, and you've gone from an average photo to a banger. Number 2, always transfer your files immediately. When you get home from a shoot, don't do anything else. Okay, maybe if you need to go to the toilet, quickly go to the toilet because that's good. Transfer your files immediately that night. Even if it's 2 a.m, I don't care, just transfer them, because otherwise you're going to wake up the next morning and be like, do I have photos here? I've got videos on this SD card, and then you're going to end up formatting it and regretting it. So always transfer immediately. Number 3, don't bring too much equipment. So when you're going out on a shoot, even if you have like 5 different lenses, just try and bring 1 or 2. Because what I found over the years is that less is more. When you have too many options, you can get confused and not sure which lens to use. Whereas if you only have a limited amount of options, that's all you've got and you work with what you've got. Number 4, try film photography. I've only just gotten into film about a couple of months ago, but it just changes something in your brain. Like when you go to take a photo, you're so cautious of every photo because you can literally feel the money draining out of your bank account with each frame. So try film photography, give it a go. It might make you a better photographer. Number 5, and this is a big one, especially if you're a street photographer. Let's say you're walking down a street and you see a cool composition, but there's that second guessing that you have. You're like, oh, I don't know if I should take this photo. Oh, is it going to be good enough? And you just end up walking away, but you still have that feeling of, I should have gone and taken that photo. Just always go back and take the shot. It's worth it. Number 6 is get some photography friends. It just makes it more fun. Number 7 is you can actually change your aperture, believe it or not. Even if you have a Sigma 35 f1.4, you can actually move it off f1.4. It's not illegal. Think about the shot that you want. What do I want in focus? Is it a landscape? Is it a portrait? And adjust your aperture accordingly. Number 8 is shoot more. I could tell you all these ideas, but if you don't go out and shoot, you're not going to get better. So just go out and shoot. Number 9 is getting there before the sun sets. I've made this mistake so many times, but I want to go and shoot sunset, and I check the time. I'm like, oh, what time does the sun set? Oh, it sets at 8:30. And I get to the location at like 8:15 because I'm like, oh yeah, that will allow me like 15 minutes. No, get to the location 1 hour before the sun sets because you still have that golden lighting and there's no rush and you're not going to miss a shot like I've done plenty of times. Number 10 is don't shoot on an empty stomach. If you're out on a photo shoot and you are hungry and all you can think about is, fuck, I want to eat a burger or some ramen or something, you're just not going to be able to focus on your photos. So always make sure you've at least had something to eat before you shoot. Number 11 is exercise. So believe it or not, exercise is actually good for you. Not only your health, but every time that I exercise, every time I finish training jiu-jitsu or every time I finish a gym session, I always feel like a rush of creative ideas just come to me, and I feel so much mental clarity, and I feel like I can just achieve whatever goals I have compared to when I'm not exercising. So number 12 is take time off. If you're feeling uncreative and you don't know what to take photos of anymore, go on a trip and just don't bring your camera. Go somewhere in nature for a couple days. Don't bring your camera. Don't even think about photography. And I guarantee you, when you come back, you'll be refreshed and you'll know exactly what you want to do. Number 13, play around with split toning. Trust me, it's how you get all the good colors. Number 14 is shooting for the conditions. So for example, last week I was in Japan shooting the snow. Now, me and Mike specifically went to Japan because we knew that it was going to be snowing in the city at this time, and it just makes for amazing photos. So the next time you travel somewhere, think about the season that you're going in and what photos you might be able to get for that. Or alternatively, travel to locations that you know are going to be in autumn or in winter, depending on the photos that you want to get. Number 15, just enjoy being outside. Learn to just take a deep breath in, enjoy being out, enjoy the day, enjoy the sun. That's about it. On to the next one. Number 16 is buy a prime lens. Just do it. Trust me. Get a 1.4 lens and it will change your life. And if you don't have the money to buy one, go and rent one. Instead of spending 27 bucks on that cocktail that you probably didn't even like, go and save up and rent a lens because it is worth it. A prime lens will change your photography forever. Number 17 is mess up on purpose. Go out, change your settings, make them wrong, go move your camera, get some blurry photos, just experiment, try and fuck up on purpose because beauty lies within the imperfections. That was a good one, wasn't it? Number 18 is use 1/4 of a shutter because at night when you're going to do those long exposures of like a train going by or a bus, over the years I've found that 1/4 of a second just creates a perfect amount of light trail. Not the much, not the little. It's good. Number 19 is backlight more things. I used to hate taking photos during the day, and recently I did a film portrait shoot during the middle of the day, and the reason why I was happy with the photos was because I used the sun as a backlight. It just makes for a better photo. Number 20 is expose for the highlights. If you want to get this moody, dark, aesthetic, grungy look, exposing for the highlights with your night photos, and especially more so within your editing, just gives it that really cool cinematic vibe. Number 21, we're almost getting there, but number 21 is always have a spare SD card. Just do it. Number 22 is one that I learned the hard way, but if you're shooting in very, very cold conditions, don't go with your camera equipment from that really cold weather into like a really warm restaurant because the camera will actually condensate inside, and especially mainly if you're shooting in the rain and the camera's already wet, it's just not good. So that happened to me and my camera actually broke. But the restaurant has to be like really warm inside, not just like a normal room temperature. So just keep that in mind. Number 23, if you're out and you see a cool photo location, get your iPhone out and take a photo of it because every photo that you take on your iPhone is geographically marked and it has the exact coordinates of where that photo was, and then you can add that to an album, and then you have a bunch of photo locations that you can go and try out. Number 24, last but not least, is anything. Use a tripod, use a rock, use your wallet, use your lens cap, literally anything. If you want to take a long exposure but you don't have your tripod, just get creative with it. And number 25, because I'm turning 25 this year at some point, is get a high-vis vest. If you just wear a high-vis vest, people are less likely to annoy you because they probably think you're doing something professional, so get one. Yeah, that's all for today's video. This video is sponsored by no one, so if you want to help support the channel out, go down and get some of the Lightroom presets linked in the description. That is all for today. As always, I think, gosh, dude.